Hello, hello, good evening, and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing fine in this last Sunday in May. Um, God, things are going fast. Anyway, I apologize for my late arrival, but as I said, I was having some issues with my phone again. I have the fan ready to go in case it overheats again, but let's do this quickly. So I'm gonna show you today some alternatives with the beautiful sparkling celebrations. Paper pumpkin, that's May's paper pumpkin, and it came with three different designs that you could do. And I have more ideas, so I'm thinking that I may do a part two next Sunday, but we'll see. Um, for now, I'm gonna show you four alternatives that I made. These are the cards that came in the set. And these are the cards I came up with. Oh, I didn't put the comments on. There we go. I think I have them on now. Let's see. Hello. Oh yes. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Hi, Deborah. How are you? And I'm glad that you like the alternatives. So this is my first one. I'm using the vellum paper that was the product of the month. It's called is this one here, and it's called Very Botanical vellum specialty paper. So that's what I'm using here for my window. And then when you open the window, yay, it's time to celebrate with the fireworks. Okay, and this is just then a regular card that's vertical. And then I have this one. I love this. And I hated to put it behind the window as it showed there because then you don't see that much of the sky. So I made it into an ISO card. Very simple. And then I put a wobbler behind this. And this has like a special, oops, I just broke it. Okay, unglued it. I can glue it again. Like a special little pushing thing so that it can go up and down, but I'll show you how to do it. And this is just a dimensional. And then this I made with these parts here. Once you clear the window, I saved the little rectangles to make these little vignettes of celebrations of fire. Hi Emma, how are you? And then this one is just my take on the one with the lamppost, but I didn't put the lamppost because I'm saving it for something else. And just the inside, and that has this cut out and just I added like a three-dimensional row of lights that can go like that. All right, so let's start. Let's start with the window, I think. I'm hoping that I won't need the fan, but if I need the fan, I apologize in advance for the little humming noise. I think what I have to do is keep talking. Hi, Teresa, how are you? If that happens, keep talking because when you talk, it kind of overrides the other sound. So we'll see. We'll see. Hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. Anyway, so to make this card, we're going to use this part that came in the set. And we're going to, remember, we're going to save these little rectangles here. So we're going to clear them up. All right. Oh, thank you. Teresa likes the way I use the vellum. Thank you so much, Teresa. I wanted to use this vellum and I haven't had the chance to play with it. So I thought like window, a stained window, maybe, or curtains, whatever it works for you. As you see, this is another vertical card that it's 11 by, oh, look what happened here. I just realized that I left these little stars inside and they kind of embossed the card inside a little bit. That's funny. Or maybe they were left on my glass from my previous card. Anyway, so I used the add-on dies for this trimester, and I tried to do it like this first, and I don't like it, because the dies only do this. They don't cut the silhouette. So I tried to cut my own silhouette, and it didn't look like anything. So this is the die that I'm talking about, the add-on dies. And so I just pre-die cut it because, I don't want to die cut in person, live, meaning trying to keep it to what it will be the window. So when you open the window, you see so don't put them like here, make sure that they're visible and leaving some space for my sentiment. So I've pre-done that, but we have to give it color, of course. And then I used the arches paper, and I found the arch that was right just the size of my window. And what we're gonna do is gonna put a little bit of glue, if I can get it out. Okay, sorry about the noise. Why is this always happening to me? Constantly. And I keep it upside down. You should see it. I mean, it's not on I keep it upside down, always like that, story like that. But wants to be difficult, and I don't want too much vellum because too much glue, because the vellum is non-porous and it can easily come out. So now it's too much. I'll clean a little bit with a napkin that thankfully I had the good sense of having next to me. I'm just gonna remove some. Oh, Deborah, you're a very dedicated crafter. She's done all the cards already. One of each, I guess. Yeah, some people get two kits so they can do alternatives. It's true. If you really like something, you may run out of the elements. For instance, the lamppost, you only get 3. So you have to be strategic on how to use it. So I'm going to put it like that. And I should have maybe cut it before I put it down. That was the smart thing to do, right? Okay, let's pull it out and cut it. Sorry. Talking, and I didn't realize. I'm going to cut it with my scissors now and my bad scissors on top of it, because I don't want to leave any glue. And so I'm just gonna go for the worst, cut it in half, and put it down again as it was. It's a little bit further down. It's just way smaller than the frame, which is ideal for this. And I can tell you which one it is. But I guess if you have the arches die, you can figure it out with trial and error, like I did. I think it's the fourth largest one. Yeah, it's the 4th largest one. All right. All right, let's keep on. Keeping on. All right, so now we should have it. And this shouldn't be like that. So if that happens, it's because I didn't move it closer to my window hinge enough. But that's an easy solution. Vellum is really easy to cut. And you mark the crease of the window so you don't have a problem afterwards. There's some points that are cut, so you have to make sure that you don't pull the points that you're not supposed to pull. All right, so that works now. So that we have the window with the stained glass. We're gonna save the rectangles for next card. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna glue it like that. And I could actually, well, yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. I was gonna stamp before, but then it's like, no, let's not do that, Candy. Anyway, I was thinking of just doing something with, when I saw the window, it's like, oh, something with light, but I'm like, no. No, because I want to show more alternatives. And if I do something with light, it may take more time. And then less time for alternatives. So, all right. So that's easy enough. Or what I should have done, though, is do this first. That was silly of me. I knew I had to do something before. Anyway, now for the coloring of this. Now I'm going to mess it up. But I don't want to lift it because it's going to be worse. But anyway, bear with me, people. As I said, I should have done it before, but I didn't. So we're going to live with it. All right, so I'm getting my 3 blending brushes, 4 actually. I need the orange too. All right, not orange, strawberry slush, sorry. Well, that actually looks like orange. Anyway. Yeah, I don't have, it's a cantaloupe. Sorry, it's crisp cantaloupe, actually. So let me change blending brushes and see what I can do without messing up the rest. All right, so lightly, I'm gonna use, I think I use hydrangea here for my sky. I love the magnetic new ink pads. So I'm gonna go for a little bit of color, just a little bit. I'm not pressing because I kind come from outside. Just a little hint of blue around the starburst of the you can barely see, but it's getting some color. But I'm fine with that. If you do that before you actually glue it, it's much better. Just a hint, because I don't want to miss the rest. All right, I'm gonna leave it like that. Well, maybe a little bit more. All right. Let's say that this is working, which it is. And then I'm gonna get, sorry, excuse my arm. I'm gonna get crisp cantaloupe. And I'm gonna do 2 things. I'm gonna give, in this case, I don't mind that there's like the middle. You know how we always try to avoid the smudge, the initial smudge, and we say come from outside. In this case, I don't mind because I want my center to have more color. So I'm okay with that. So that's good enough. Oh, and I should have covered this so we don't have that happening, but we'll put some paper there. And now that I have that, I'm gonna get my stamp. That's one of the stamps in the set. I didn't show you which ones they are, but just in case you don't have it, these are the stamps that come. So this is the time to celebrate. We have some bushes here. We have some stars or the wishing you happiness and you're invited, and the firework. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to go right on top of the lines that are already like so. Okay. And now we're going to do the same with two other colors. The colors you choose, whatever you think that your fireworks should be. Oh, one more thing. I took a little bit of shimmer and I went like this. You can barely see the shimmer here, but there is. If I move it, you can see it. As much or as little as you want. I'm putting more in the center. All right, so that's one. And I have to do it for the other three. So the other, I'm gonna do Petunia Pop, just because I like the color. And I'm gonna leave the paper so I don't get too much underneath. But honestly, I'm gonna put some paper because I messed up. Sorry about that. I should have put some paper in the middle so this wouldn't happen. But that's okay. All right, same thing, same process. Clean the stamp before we use it with another color. And then voila. And because we don't have Wink of Stella, we don't have the shimmer brushes in Petunia Pop, I just use clear Wink of Stella. And that's it. And for the third one, we're going to clean the stamp again. And we're going to do it in Golden Glow. Excuse my arm again. And we have the Golden Glow. And we're going to grab some color. And I think it looks very cool. What do you think? Uh-oh. We closed it, but no, we have to clean it. It's clean already. I think it is. And voila. And this one we do have the shimmer pen. And we're going to just go over it. Gives it a little bit more color, intensity as well. All right, and now just to finish off, we have our sentiments. And I'm going to do them in Misty Moonlight. You like it. Thank you, Deborah. I do too. I have to organize as I go. Otherwise, I have no room. And we're going to do Time to Celebrate inside here. Because outside, we're going to have the happy birthday, and then we have Time to Celebrate. So the happy birthday, I'm just going to stamp it. Actually, I need it. I'm using the happy birthday from Rolling Waves, just because I thought that the font looks very similar to the Time to Celebrate. So it's consistent. Yeah, if you think it was just a nothing choice, no. Everything has been a thoughtful process, or try to. All right, so see, the font is similar. It's a little scripty. The Time to Celebrate has thicker lines, but I'm okay with that. And I think it works very nicely. So now for this, we are gonna trim this label. Let me take my brushes off, my big scissors. And now we're gonna trim this. Trying to be as narrow as I can without cutting my right? Looks a little thicker than my original one, but we'll make it work. And then with my scissors, I can't wait to see, we have new scissors coming, and I can't wait to see how they work. They're called Detail Seasons. They'll be available in July, but I'm gonna be able to pre-order it. And I'm gonna put my pre-order this week, so I'll be able to show you. So I'm doing flag tails, and you know how to do that. Flag ends, flag tails, whatever. So you make a cut in the center and go from each corner to the center. You get this beautiful flag tail. Just this seems to me a little thick. I'm gonna trim it a little bit because we might want to make it fit in this one. And it fits, but well, it fits. You know, I'm gonna leave it. There we go. Decision made. Oh, you got the new scissors, Emma? What do you think? I haven't placed my pre-order. I'm waiting for the new month, so I can get the product of the month. That's my new system. Very similar to the old ones. Excellent, because I wanted to get another pair of the old ones, and I didn't realize that they were already not orderable. All right, so we have here, the only thing that I added was the doorknobs or window knobs or whatever, how you call those. So I'm using adhesive back metallic gems in silver. I'm just gonna put one here of the smaller one and one here. So this is a very different card from the original card that was intended for these elements, if you remember. The only similar thing is that this has the window. Of course, they both have the window, but other than that, I went my own way. Oh, yes, I did put the Wink of Stella, well, the shimmer, and that's the card. And now we're gonna have to put, like, I'm gonna put some another piece of cardstock to cover this, but no problem. And I'll finish it up with one of these, or two. This one has two. All right, so moving on, because I want to keep it going in case we have more technical issues coming up. Hopefully not. We are going to do now what to do with these little pieces. So let me see if I can find my elements. This is done. All right. So what I did, I used to begin with, this comes in the set for our label, and I embossed a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 with the Starstruck embossing folder. This was one of the embossing folders from the old celebrations. As you can see, they have the little stars, and they were like supposed to be fireworks. So I'm like, oh, fireworks for the fireworks. So then I took a piece of cardstock. Well, my card base, it's just white cardstock. And just to give it a little bit of color, I was going to leave it like that, but I thought I wanted to put a little bit of Summer Splash here, because this set uses Costa Cabana, but I don't have Costa Cabana. So I thought Summer Splash would work too. So this is how it's going to go. Where's my original card so you can see what I did here? Well, you can barely see because there's no room. But anyway, I can work here maybe. Well, I showed it to you before. So basically, I've used let me see which ones I did, because I did some of them, so I don't have to do the same process 6 times here. but I've done 4 of them already. And Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, this is Strawberry Slush, and this is Golden Glow. So I need to do a blue one, which is gonna be Hydrangea Hue, and this is gonna be Crisp Cantaloupe. And for this one, I did the envelope already, but I can do another one in which I just crossed that. I thought it was very happy, don't you think? Looks very happy, festive. Anyway, so let's go assemble this. This is very easy. I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna get it out of the way. This is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And the embossed, if you don't have this embossing folder, you can use anything with texture would work. If it has stars, even better, or something festive. If not, just a little bit of texture is gonna work. Okay, this is supposed to, okay, be centered like that. And then we're gonna glue this. My glue is working now. Thank you, glue. And we're gonna put it right there. And there's this, I thought it was like a very good card for just anybody. Like it's not, you know, could be masculine, could be feminine, could be for kids. It's just a very flexible card. All right, so I'm gonna arrange these as you like them, like the colors that you like. It took me a while to find the right proportion or like measurements, so I'm gonna do the same. So these were here. I didn't want them on a row, but if you like them on a row, go for it. Right? So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stamp my sentiment. I like the time to celebrate. I don't want to use these cards for invitations, so I'm not using the you're invited stamp. But I love the I wish you happiness. I've used it already a bunch of times. You can use whatever colors because these are not guided by the colors in the set. Because I'm using the stamps without the material, so you can use it whatever you have or like. All right, so now for this, we have a little stamp that it's the stars, and I'm gonna do that in not petunia, but hydrangea hue. Just making sure. You know, when you use reddish colors for these, they always stain the photopolymer stamp a little bit, but it doesn't matter. You can still use it, and it's not transferring the ink color to your stamp or anything, or your project. It's just plain, as you can see, it's just white. So petunia, sorry, hydrangea hue. So I'm just gonna go like this, put my stars there, and then I'm gonna grab the little bending blush, and I'm just gonna put some. Actually, I need some paper behind it. Let me see if I have a little piece of notebook here, and I do. Like, I'm gonna use this. Just a little bit of color. That's it. Easy, maybe a little bit more. All right, so that's done for this. And for the other one, I'm gonna do it in Crisp Cantaloupe. And I'm gonna do it with this one. stamp it, you can just, you know, it doesn't totally fit. So what I did is I did it in different orientations. So I think I have this one like that. Maybe I'll do this one more like this or more straight. How about straight? All right. And then we grab our blending brush. And add the bit of color. Just a little bit. All right. As you see, I've also added a little bling, wing of Stella. Let me grab this out. These are my new ones, so let's not get confused. So I just went to the stars like that and put a little bit of, and I don't mind that it's not following the stuff. It's just like, I even did this. Okay, I'm getting all the stains outside my little square there. Okay, that's too much maybe, whatever. Doesn't matter. Blot it out. Oh no, look, I put it in my project. Mess it up. Oh well. Yeah. Once you clear the table when one does the little splatter, but it's okay. Nobody's gonna notice. And then we have to do the same to this one with the crisp cantaloupe. I'm just gonna show you the shiny. Sorry, I was out of camera like that. All right, and now is when we put it together with dimensionals. I have right here. I'm gonna put just 2 dimensionals in each. That's enough. Oops. 2 for that. I peeled the back of one already. See why I had some made up? Because, you know, once you've done it once and you have to do it 5 more times. So I didn't want you to get bored. All right. Oh, and for this one too. This one takes 3 or 4 if you want. I'm gonna do 3 because I'm cheap. All right. So now I'm gonna copy exactly what I did because it took me so long last time. This one already has the important thing is that they're parallel to your border, so straight meaning. And then the yellow right here. And this one right here. And this one a little farther up. Okay, now that I know what I want them, I'm taking the sticky parts off. Oh, I didn't measure this. We have to have room for sentiment here. Something like that. Okay, let's put the sentiment first. And the sentiment, whatever you use, you can use this frame of the same color. So whatever color you use, I recommend you do that. But of course, this is a creative process. So if you want to do something else, you're the artist. All right. And then we're gonna complete the look with a couple of embellishments. And I was looking for some that they were kind of like reminiscent of these actually, and I used the ones that come in the set. Which is the same thing I was about to do now. I'm like, oh, what embellishments did I use? And then it's like, oh, we have some in the set. Let's use those. Now I have to find them in my box. Here we go. Ta-da! Takes the guesswork out of it to use some of the elements in your kit. So I put one over here, and I put one on the sentiment, and one up there. I guess here is fine. Actually, I actually gonna move it, if I can, if it lets me, to the middle of the star. So that's it. And I didn't do that in the middle of the star, but it's okay. All right, so that's my card. Inside, oh, let's do the inside because it was fun to do. And hopefully I won't mess it up now that I have the card made. Inside, I put two of the, is this clean? No. Clean the stamps. Use your chamois to clean your stamps always. All right. So I'm gonna use the, I have so many things on my table right now. It's just like, I don't have room. All right. Trying to clear up. So a good idea is, if you want to have the same decoration for your envelope, which I always decorate my envelopes, always, you can do it at the same time. So I'm gonna do one here and use this color. This is Summer Splash. Then I'm gonna close this. Clean my stamp. And cross these fireworks by using another color, like that. In this case, Petunia Pop. I'm gonna do the same to my envelope. I'm gonna close that. And we're gonna get Golden Glow. And we're gonna do the stars. And the stars for the envelope, I'm gonna put them like that. And I don't care that they're like overlapping. That's what fireworks do. They overlap. And I was thinking this would be such a nice thing to do for a 4th of July card. Right? Where do I want the stars? Like here. That's it. Isn't it festive and nice? I love it. And use the colors you want. If you do the 4th of July ones, of course you want red, white, and blue. Well, the white will be just Wink of Stella. But anyway, so that's the card. How do you like it? That is true, Emma. The more room you have, the more mess you do. It's true. When I crafted at my friend's house last weekend, I had like the whole dining room table. Believe me, I used it. I used it. All right. So saving this and moving on to the next card. Let me clear this before I forget that I didn't clean them. Make sure that everything is clean. And let's move on to the next card. Let's make this one. I love this card. It's very simple, but I love the background, and it's just a matter of putting the moving elements together, so it's gonna be very easy to make. And here you can do whatever you want here for your stop. I use the stars here in Blackberry Bliss, which is one of the colors of the set, because this one, yes, is guided by the colors that are here. So let's get to it. Thank you. I'm glad you like it, Deborah. So I've already hit emboss in silver the wishing you happiness down there. So the only thing that we need to do for this card is, where is it? Here. Add the lanterns, paper lanterns. I think they're so beautiful. I love them. And do the thing. If you don't have anything to hit emboss, then use some color, which like if you like card making, hit embossing is the most fun you can have. It's like magic happening every time you do it. And we have the embossing powders in clear, in black and white for the neutrals, and in silver, copper, and gold for the metallics. And those are the ones I usually, well, I do use the white a lot too, so the black, not so much. All right, so this is an easel card. So let's do the base first. It's again 11 by 4.25, score at 5.5 in the middle, and now we're gonna score these at 2 3/4, the front, to create. Okay, Candy, the other way around. 2 3/4, which is the half of the 5.5, to create the easel. Don't have to score it a lot, because you won't. This is gonna stand up like that. So for the inside, we're gonna have just our white with this, some hair there, or white cardstock at 4 5.25. So what I like about my previous card is that it's very simple, but it's very different. But it's something that you can do when you've run out of elements on your kit. You can still do something creative with the leftover pieces. All right, so that's how it's gonna go. We're gonna put the stop here. But we're gonna do this part of the card first by adding the lanterns. So for the lanterns, as I said, the big one has a wobbler. I love wobblers. I wanted this double one to also have a wobbler, but it won't fit. You can see just a smidge, but it's just like, no, I don't want to see any white. It's just a little bit that you can see, almost nothing, but I just didn't want to risk it. I wanted to put 2 wobblers. So for wobblers, you can get this online anywhere. And they come with adhesive bags too, so you peel that. I like to put this plastic one on the piece that is floating, or is gonna be floating, because then the back also has a adhesive bag, and it has more surface to attach to the card. So we're gonna see, where do we want it? Yay, like that maybe. I'm not gonna press down until I know exactly where I want it. And to do that, I will need to establish where I want this one and where I want this one. I think I want this one here or there. This one goes in dimensional, so let's take care of that. One dimensional for that little one. I think I want this one here and this one here. Maybe farther down, like that. So now I know what I wanted. I press down, make sure that the adhesive of the wobbler is well stuck. And for this one, I don't want to be as tall as this one or as short as this one. You could put 2 dimensionals if you want. That would work as well. But what I did is with a piece of cardstock, I just did like a little, I don't really want to call it a mechanism because it's not much of that, but just like that. You see how it has that shape that if you press it down to put it in the envelope, it will flatten, but then if you let it go, it will come up higher. If you want it to higher, you can do it like double C here, but I don't want it higher. So I don't know, this is what, like a 1/4 of an inch strip, and I just did something. The important thing is that it gets hidden. The whole thing has to be hidden behind this. Okay, so I'm gonna snip it out there. And just put a little bit of glue and let it stick for a while so you don't rip it up like I did with the other one. Ah, this is so small. It's a fair amount of glue. Oop. But as I said, if you don't want to complicate your life like I'm complicating mine, you can use 2 dimensionals instead of one on top of the other one. So see, it's just not much of a action, but enough that gives it a little bit of height, not as high as this one. It's not gonna wobble that much, but it's something. And as I said, the important thing is that the whole thing gets hidden underneath the die cut. And it is. Oh, now it's wobbling in the other way, which I don't mind. Why? Why is that? I don't know. There we go. All right. So that's how it looks. Maybe this is too far up or not. Whatever. Let's leave it there. And now we're going to put it in our easel card. And for that, because this is the same side of the card, I'm just going to put glue around here. Don't do it upside down. Don't ask me what I'm telling you that. You can imagine. You don't want to put the glue on the top because the top is going to come out. Okay. So I'm going to press it down. Once we have it like that. And I'm going to just work on this while this is drying. And I just did this because I liked it, but you can decorate your stopper as however you want. I mean, if you had extras of this, it would be very nice to put a couple of the lanterns, but I don't want to waste them for the inside. And if you see this kind of like these shapes, they always do them that you can tessellate them more or less, but you know. There. Not quite. I want one more there. All right. Here my, this, see, some of these stuck, as you know, but the new magnetic ones are so much easier. I love them. Two dimensionals there. Now this is dry, and we see where we want it, and we just drop the stop there, hoping it's center, which it is, or looks like to me, and that's it. Well, now it's sticking up a lot, but once you put it in your envelope, it will flatten. You can mail it. It's not too heavy. So now, simple alternative, but I love this card. I actually made a third one. I gave it to my friend who's leaving today for good. She's moving back to Spain. I'm gonna miss her a lot after 25 years. But anyway, I wish her well with one of these cards. I thought it was perfect for that. And on to the last card of the night, which is not the last card I have ideas with for this set, because as I said, I'm saving the big fireworks, as you know. This will be done for another card. And I'm also saving the lampposts. So let's do this one. And this one, I just love how cute these bushes were. And this, I didn't like how they put, I don't know if you can see this. These in the lamppost, they put 3 of the lights. And I'm like, why would you put the lights on the lamppost? I don't like it like that. I want to use these as 3-dimensional bulbs. So I'm using this card base and I'm saving the rest. This one is going to be, well, I'm not going to tell you. You will have to join next week and see. And as you see, this, I made a row of bushes here that because this goes from big, medium, and small, these bushes, I wanted to create the same sensation of a little bit of perspective that is getting smaller as it goes back. That's what I was trying to do. If not, it just still looks pretty. So I already did this because there was a lot of fussy cutting. I did it on a strip and I stamped the 3 things. I put the 4 bushes. I used the Peaceful Pine and blending brush for the edges, so they're not like super white or anything. And now we're gonna put it here. But of course, we have to cut this first. I use a lot in my cards. I love to do the frames and everything. But in these ones, I'm just going full to the corner, flesh to each one of the corners. Because the card bases are so cute. Rather than doing like border like this, you know what I mean? Anyway, so by the way, again, this is like this week I think except the window one, no, the window was also 11 by 4 1/4. Anyway, in this case it's horizontal. So we're gonna glue this. It has a little bit of the edge here, but since it's in the right side down, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's not gonna be seen. Oh no, Candy, I always do that every time. I have to put first the string. So the string should be this big, which I'll tell you how much it is. A little bit longer than your It's about 9 inches. Yes. So I'm gonna grab my, I always do that. Why do I always do that? With ribbons and things. So I want to go down here. So I'm gonna put it like around yay there. A little further down maybe. Trying not to get my hands glued with all the glue that I've already put. And this one around there. And I don't need that much string. This is the gold and white and black metallic thread that we have. I love it. I use more the white and gold than the black and gold, but the black and gold worked perfect for this, I thought. All right, so, and I stop it with a little bit of tear and tape, which I'm now gonna remove to see if I can still glue it. All right, I'll put a little bit more glue, fresh glue. Silly me. Ah, all right. Flash tour or card based. Now these that I've already fussy cut, we're just gonna put dimensionals in there. We need another one. No, I think we're fine. All right. And we're gonna put them right in the bottom. And then we need my bulbs. And where are my bulbs? I thought I had them in the already separated. We'll have to get them from here. I guess I didn't. We got one big one medium one, and one small one. And they'll go in dimensionals and they'll help get this thread down too. Actually, I have these pieces of dimensionals here that are actually gonna go perfect because these are kind of right. So see, these are the edges of my previous pack. So this is the big one. Then we'll do the medium one. And they're not straight because these are not totally straight either. Because, you know, they move. I don't know if I can put this or it'd be too small. It'd be seen. But I can adjust it. There. No, we can see it from the outside. No, I don't like it. Remove, remove, remove. All right. So, for this one, we're going to use just 2 mini dimensionals, one up and one down. Maybe this one, I'll straddle them. No, I don't like to straddle because it's supposed to be hanging from the thing. All right. So that's how it goes. Okay. And then I took my Golden Glow what is it called? Golden Glow glitter pen. And I put a little bit of glitter on the bottom of this. But of course, these card bases already come with the metallic silver detail. So you don't need a lot of that. And then we need to stamp our sentiment. And we're going to use one of the labels that come in the set. And I'm going to put wishing you happiness in Peaceful Pine. Another one of the new ink colors. I love the new ink colors. They're so, also all so pretty. And I can wait to start doing Christmas in July things with my Peaceful Pine. There you go. So easy to close. And this I'm just going to glue like this because we already have dimensionals behind this. So just a little bit of shimmer. That's it. Thank you. Shimmer brushes or shimmer pens. That's it, right? Shimmer pens. Excuse me. All right. So that's it. And then for the inside, I think I did more of the bushes. Yes, I did a whole row of bushes inside. And I did do, because this light is shining over the bushes here, I did use a little bit of my Golden Glow, and I put a little bit of, I don't know if who's gonna notice that, but I thought it was cool. I wonder if we could put a little bit of, like not the whole line, but kind of like even like the idea of like, oh, there's light there coming in this, on the top of my label. Just a little bit like that. Right? Because of the light coming from the bulbs. All right, so for inside, I said I used Peaceful Pine and the row, and this you can see how I did the row, which is not very hard to imagine how I did the row, right? But in this case, I find that there's something stuck here on my, a little bit of paper on my stamp. And I find, I don't know if it's my ink pad or that this stamp is not perfect. You see how it comes like with little dots? Well, let's see. Once you press down, they kind of merge. Kind of. I had to actually be very, like I'm moving them like this, one side to the other. But then if you do that, you get like another kind of effect. And I overlap the bushes. But since this is for the inside, I don't mind that much. I have to try with other stamps, but I think like for the sentiment, I didn't have any problem. I think it's this kind of stamp that is very flat, the surface. Anyway, that's good enough. Actually, I'm gonna do a little bit here on the side because I didn't like it finishing like that. All right, so that's my inside. And then we just glue it inside. And that's it. And look at me. Well, look at my phone. Didn't overheat at all. I did, I cooled it down before starting because for some reason it restarted, and when it restarts, it gets hotter. So I did that ahead. That's what I had to start 10 minutes later because it was very hot, and I said like, I don't want any issues. But anyway, so these are my first four alternatives. Thank you, Deborah. So we have the easel one here. We have the festive lights here, and we have, what else we have? The time to celebrate with the leftover pieces from the window. And then we have a window or stained glass window. All right. So do let me know which one is your favorite, because I like to know that. And I thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you next week. As I said, probably I'm going to try to come up with at least 2 or 3 more alternatives, but we'll see. If not, I may do something else. And I'll just post the picture of the alternatives that I come up with. But I have to decide. I have a whole week. All right. So have a lovely week. Great beginning of June. And I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.